Welcome back to Basics and Beyond. I hope you're enjoying these lessons, but remember, I'm doing them for your improvement primarily, not for your enjoyment. The Master's Course in Advertising Part 2. Last time we met Claude Hopkins, father of modern advertising. He said advertising is multiplied salesmanship. Its principles are the principles of salesmanship. David Ogilvy is master number 2. And Ogilvy wrote Confessions of an Advertising Man. Later on in his life, he wrote Ogilvy on Advertising. And David said, avoid superlatives, generalizations, and platitudes. Be enthusiastic, friendly, and memorable. Don't be a bore. Tell the truth, but make the truth fascinating. So you don't have to be creative, but you have to get at the truth. Truth has a way of ringing true. So if you state the truth in your ad, in radio, the listener's not going to resist it. That sounds about right. This is Ogilvy's famous headline: at 60 miles an hour, the loudest noise in this new Rolls Royce comes from the electric clock. If you want to grab that online, you can find it and Google it. But the big idea is that if you read the whole ad, you can see how a master advertising person crafted his copy. And it's a good way to learn. Just copy the old masters. All right, advertising truth number 2 in my book, truth is better than creativity. So I don't have to be creative or create something out of the blue. I just have to find that nugget of truth and get it on the air. Now, Alvin Eickhoff is who I'm calling master number 3. And the reason for that is that he's famous as being the father of the modern infomercial. And these are a couple of his books: Direct Marketing Through Broadcast Media and Or Your Money Back. Heard that probably on some infomercials. Before he did infomercials, he did all the advertising for Time Life books. And so if you ordered basic wiring, then all these books would start coming, and you keep getting books on home improvement until they ran out of things to talk about. So, I mean, he sold all kinds of books: The Cities of the World, The Cowboys. There were thousands of these Time Life books in circulation. I don't know if you could ever make them stop. I had a couple of their series when I was a younger man. But now, every infomercial uses Alvin Eickhoff's formula. In his formula, let's state the problem, explain the solution, and demonstrate how your product or service best provides a solution. And so, years ago, there was an infomercial that started: parents, did your child bring home another bad report card? Well, if you buy this tape series where there's a will, there's an A, you're going to have a child who loves to study and gets better grades. And they have all these testimonials. Maybe you remember, maybe you don't, but you've probably seen the Flex Tape commercials, and it's all the same formula. So I mentioned, didn't I, that when I started and heard about Earl Nightingale's idea, study 1 hour per day, I read 3 books on advertising for every book I read on selling. And so by the time I was 25, 26 years old, I'd read these books, and I had this philosophy of advertising. And it, just as importantly, I had the formulas to create better advertising. And it was good because in 1976, in Madison, Wisconsin, there was a 3-day ice storm. Rained and froze for 3 days. On the 3rd day, it was a Friday night, the governor declared Madison a disaster area and the surrounding area a disaster area. National Guard troops were setting up shelters in elementary school gymnasiums because 3/4 of the city and the area was without lights, heat, or power. And I can remember getting a phone call on Saturday morning about 8:30, freezing in my new apartment in Madison. And George Rule, crazy TV Lenny's brother-in-law, said, "Get over here, we got to change the copy." And I said, "George, I can cancel your commercials from home." He said, "Hey, we're going to be open. We're not closing the store on a Saturday. They're icing the roads. We can get to work." I said, "Do you have any lights, heat, or power?" "No, but that doesn't matter. We're bringing in votive candles." And my wife, Jean, is putting candles around the stereos and the TVs so people can see. Okay. And you told us when you sold us advertising, we could change copy whenever we wanted. And I had promised George that he could do that. So I got over to American TV about 8:45. It wasn't far away. I had on my ski jacket. I was in my orange gremlin. I walked into, and we went over by the window, had a legal pad. And I said, okay, American TV is open. What's the problem? Well, they have no lights here, pal. What's the solution? And how can I demonstrate how to make this work? Because I was thinking about Alvin Eichhoff, and I also said, you got to just tell the truth. America's open. And so this is the commercial I wrote in less than 10 minutes and had on the air at 5 after 9 on our 2 radio stations. And I got it on one other AM station. And had you been listening to your battery operated radio, Madison, Wisconsin, March of 1976, you would have heard this on the air.
All the regularly scheduled American TV commercials have been canceled to bring you this following special announcement. Now listen up. American TV is open, but there are no lights, no heat, no power. Now, if you're willing to shop under these conditions, American is willing to offer discounts lower than the sale prices that were advertised. If you're willing to buy a TV that you can't watch, a stereo you can't even listen to, or a washer and dryer you can't even see, then American is willing to deal. It's a sale not even Crazy TV Lenny planned. American's Ice Storm Sale. What you do is bring a flashlight, bring a candle, dress warmly, but shop now. This special pricing ends soon. It ends as soon as the lights, power, and heat go back on. So take advantage of it. American TV's Ice Storm Sale on the West Beltline.
Well, that played until 4 o'clock in the afternoon on that Saturday, and George called up and said, get the commercials off the air. I said, didn't they work? He said, work. So we got traffic backed up on the Beltline. We have 2 off-duty police officers directing traffic in our parking lot. We've already had the biggest day in our store's history. I couldn't have written that ad if I hadn't studied the masters. And now you have that knowledge, and you can take it out and use it with your clients.